Hello there, and welcome back to Pallegney. It's a sunny July morning here. We have at least one field to harvest today, and we have our level 2 VIP order to complete with a part of the harvest from that field. And then we may have some other harvesting to do. I'm actually not sure, so let's start by taking a look at our map. First of all, I'm going to check the chickens because I just want to make that a daily habit, just to ensure that we are not letting them suffer like we did before. So they're all good for this month. Now let's check our fields. So if we look at the growth, we have just the one field to harvest today, field number 16 with our oats in it. So we can get that harvested. And then if we take a look at our crop calendar, when can we plant barley? Barley is a September crop, so we'll be planting barley in September, and I think August is going to be our main harvesting month. If we go back up to our map here, we're going to have potatoes and sorghum to harvest, so August will be a busy month, but for this month it's just the oats and completing that level 2 VIP order, and then we will take a look to see what else we can do. So with that said, let us do our usual whip over the fence. And let's grab our harvester and go and harvest the oats. Don't even think we're going to need the trailer for this because that oat field is fairly small. Also think what we want to plant in there afterwards, and I may just put grass in there for the rest of the year. That can be a little field for just harvesting grass, turning it into hay. Alright, let's get this field harvested. Like I said, I don't really think there's even going to be a full tank of oats in here. It's a very, very small field, but I will get it done and I will rejoin you once it's complete. Okay, and we are pretty much done harvesting this field. That's everything complete. So we did actually get a full harvester load, which I'm very surprised about because when we bought this field... Oh, my controller just disconnected. There we go. When we purchased this field, it had oats in it last time. I believe we only got about 8,500 litres, was it? Or something like that? Maybe not even that much. So taking care of our field this time around and ensuring that we get the most out of it has definitely proven worthwhile. So 10,500 litres off of this field. And we've got a whole ton of straw here that we can pick up and put towards our pellet production in winter. Let's go over to the silo, and we're probably going to use the grain door to empty most of the oat into the silo. And then what I will do once I get back from the dairy is put the rest of the oat in the grain mill, and then it can go towards making flour for bread. So how much do we need to fulfill our VIP order? We need 5,398 litres. So if I do this, okay, and then if we change the, oops, I pressed the wrong button, change the tip side to the grain door, let's see if we can get it a little closer. Oh, no, that's gone too far now. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm not gonna play around with it anymore. 5,413 out of, let me just make sure I've got this right. Yeah, 5,398. So let's get over to the dairy and get this oat delivered. As you can see, it'll be a very, very much needed cash injection for our bank, because right now we literally have 300 euros. I'll see you over at the dairy. Okay, so we are approaching the dairy. Let's see who's behind us. We do have a car behind us, but I'm going to have to swing out into the road and turn ourselves around like this so we can back into the drop-off point. It's just in the corner there. And we can unload this oat and complete the VIP order. Okay. So there we go. And we get the funky music. So we gained 4,000 euros from the harvest, 85,100 reward, plus that environmental score, which I didn't see. Just disappeared off the screen before I could read it out. And of course we've been upgraded to level 3 VIP, which if we take a look on the screen to the left there, so 15,000 litres of silage, 8 female stone goats. So that's going to be the tricky one for this level, because we already have the alfalfa hay in our storage, so we can deliver that over to the animal dealer at any point. The 10 female chickens will be ready in, what is it, 10 months, because they were just born a little while ago. So our 10 female chickens will be ready in 10 months. And the silage is going to be very easy to make, because we're going to plant grass in probably quite a few, if not all of the fields. Well, not all of them, because that's way too much grass, but we're definitely going to plant grass in the oat field that we've just harvested, and then the first cut of that we can turn 2 of the bales into silage by wrapping them. 2 or 3, is it 15,000 litres? Yeah, so we can turn 2 of the bales into silage by wrapping them and get that part complete. So level 3 of the VIP order should be fairly simple, apart from the goats. What I think we'll have to do for the goats is maybe plan for them from our pellet income over winter. We'll take a look when we get back to the farm, and we'll have to think where we're going to put them. Never had goats in the game before. Obviously I've had sheep, but never goats, so I am guessing they produce milk, but I'm not sure what other use they have. We will see. Okay, so back over at our farm, and I think the next job is to pick the hay up off of this field. Then we can get it lined and get grass drilled in it, and then maybe we can tidy up our yard, because having these pallets of fertilizer and lime are getting, well, I think they're all fertilizer actually, they're kind of getting annoying, so we'll have to deal with those. Alright, let's get our big tractor out, let's get the hay collected off of the oat field. We'll get it baled up, and we'll take our small tractor and trailer over there and get it collected. I wonder how many bales we're going to get from this. Let's see. Oh, you have to lower the pickup. Always a good idea if you want to pick stuff up off the floor. There we go. So, what to do with our 89,000 euros? Well, I did mention that I wanted to get some grass cutting tools, which definitely going to need if we're going to be having grass as our winter crop. So I might look into that. I might buy that $25,000 Kuhn mower. I think it has a working width of 7 or 8 meters. So that would be ideal, I think, for the size of field we have. It doesn't have windrowing, but that's okay, because most of the grass I'm going to want to make hay from, so we don't need a mower with windrowing capabilities, because when you ted it to dry it into hay, you need to windrow it afterwards anyway. So we don't need a mower that can windrow. And then I will look at buying a fairly decent sized windrower and see what we can afford with the 40,000 or so we have left. I don't think we'll be able to afford a tedder. We'll just have to rent one of those for now. They're fairly cheap, so I might just get one on like a permanent rental or something like that. I'm not sure. We will see. I'll continue collecting, and I will come back to you once we have all the bales over at our farm in the warehouse. Okay, so we got 8 straw bales from our little tiny oat field, which I think is actually really good. Didn't know how many to expect, but 8 large straw bales, it's not to be complained about. As you probably saw, they decided to try and make their escape once we got back to the warehouse, and that's why one of them is now standing upright rather than laying down like the rest of them, and they're still doing their best to escape here. This has nothing to do with my mishandling of them, of course. It's because they're mischievous bales and like to try and escape whenever possible, and this is why we don't allow them to mingle with the hay bales, because you wouldn't even want to think about the mischief they would cause if they were mingling together. I certainly wouldn't. Anyways, let's get these lowered into place, and they can stay there, and let's try and get this one up the right way, because we're going to have to do it eventually anyway. We just put it maybe on the end here, then maybe that'll fall. Yeah, there we go. Tricks of the bale trade with Puppington. Alright, let's get it picked up, stacked on top properly, and then we can continue with our next task. So what do we have in here now? We had 17 before. Yeah, 17 plus 8. So 25 straw bales, 14 hay bales, and I predict many more hay bales to come throughout the rest of the year. Let's park our forklift back where it belongs. And I think what we're going to do next, I'm going to grab our little tractor. I'm going to lime the field that we've just harvested, and then I'm going to plant grass in it. And then that can be growing in time for our harvest in September. In the meantime, I'm going to spin this trailer around. And I'm going to leave it here because we will do that alfalfa hay today, just to take care of it. So I will leave... Should I leave the front loader attached? Yeah, I think I can leave the front loader attached. In fact, what I'll do is just pick up this alfalfa hay bale. It's just one that fell off the fork, I believe. So that can go on the trailer now, ready to go to the animal dealer. And then all we need is 2 more. Okay, they need to go on there particularly neatly, because there's only 3 of them to be stacked. Alright, let's grab the spreader and we'll quickly lime that field that we just harvested, and then we will plant some grass in it. I will get that done and I will be back with you shortly. Okay, that's our grass field, limed, seeded and rolled. Just quickly park our roller back in the vehicle shed where it belongs, and then I'm going to put the rest of the oat in the grain mill, just get that out of the way so the grain mill can be producing flour for bread, and hopefully that will see us good for producing flour until next month when our sorghum harvest is ready. And once we have that in the grain mill, that lasts us a good few months until winter comes around and the bread is at a premium price for selling. So let's drop off the roller here and we will switch off the tractor, switch over to our small tractor, and let's grab the trailer. And then once we've done that, I will take the alfalfa hay over to the animal dealer. It's not worth moving through to August in this episode. Well, it's not that it's not worth it. I don't want to move through to August because I know we have a lot to get done. We have all of our potatoes to harvest and we have our sorghum to harvest. So the episode will become too long if we try to fit all of August's activities in addition to what we've done in July. So let's grab the alfalfa hay and then we can load them up on the trailer. And I'm wondering if I might just do the yard tidying off camera because I'm sure you don't really want to see me tidying up the yard. Okay, let's get these loaded onto the trailer. We'll get these secured in place because otherwise they'll be making a run for it. Okay, over to the animal dealer with our alfalfa hay. I think I'm going to wait until our grass is ready for mowing in that oat field before I look into the mower and the windrower. There's no point in buying it this month, we don't need it yet. I'm wondering if there might be a small contract that is worth doing for our neighbours. Wonder if they've got any crops they need harvesting. That could fill up the rest of July quite nicely, increase our bank balance a little, and give us some bonus crop. Maybe for our grain mill if we can find some oats. Yeah, we'll do that. Once we've dropped off this alfalfa hay, we'll take a look to see if there's anything we can harvest for our neighbours. Okay, here we are at the animal dealer. 24,000 litres of alfalfa hay, 22,000 of which is needed for the VIP order. So let's get this all unsecured. There we go. So what did we get there? We got around 4,000 euros plus meeting that requirement for the alfalfa hay. Okay, back over at our farm. What were we going to do next? We were going to look at a possible harvesting contract just to see us through the rest of July, weren't we? So here's our contracts. Do have baling contracts, but let's see if we could do harvesting. Let's take a look again. Field number 11. It's a fair size, but it's not huge. I think that's a good idea. We'll do field number 11. Okay, so I see our artificially intelligent friend is just decided to stop in the middle of the road. May as well just drive them back to the farm ourselves from here, and we'll grab our harvester and we'll take care of field number 11. Let's park our trailer in its little spot just over here, and we'll drop off the front loader just over here. Doing some little loop the loops there just to take care of our attachments, and we will attach this little tractor to the trailer, and then we'll get out our harvester. We'll send this tractor over here on a worker, and then we'll take the harvester ourselves. With field number 11, here we come. I will put you on a time lapse and provide some delightful music while I harvest the field, and I will rejoin you once I'm complete. Okay, so we are done harvesting the mustard for our neighbour. Just over 20,000 litres in the field in total. which is just perfect because only one trip over to Soufflé Agriculture is needed. So I've set the AI off on that task while I quickly put the header back on its trailer and take them back to the farm, and then I'll take over from the AI worker and finish driving over to Soufflé. It didn't take too long. I did notice there are a lot of stones in the field, which is kind of annoying. But that also reminds me that next month, once we've harvested the potatoes and sorghum, we're going to need to cultivate the big potato field and the sorghum field, just so that we can pick the stones up. And then obviously once we pick them up once, they shouldn't need picking up again because we direct drill the seeds every time. And so there's no cultivating, no stones are churned up. So just need to go over them because they're new fields, and then we'll never need to do it again. It's another job to add to the list once our harvesting is done this year. Okay, so we've taken over from the AI worker. We're heading over to Soufflé Agriculture with 20,523 litres of mustard. And this will get us a nice, I think it's 4,500 euros for the contract, plus whatever excess mustard, 2,000 litres or so, which might be an extra couple of thousand euros. We will see when we get there. Really looking forward to harvesting our potatoes next month. And it's actually a good thing we didn't spend money on the mowing and windrowing equipment this month, because we have to rent the potato harvesting equipment. And that's going to be 25 to 30,000 euros. So maybe our plans for the windrower is going to have to wait, although we do kind of need it, so we might end up having to take an extra loan, because if we're planting grass in our own fields, we can't just rent equipment. We could, but it wouldn't be ideal, let's put it that way. We will see when the time comes. We'll see how much our potato harvesting equipment ends up costing us. Okay, here we are at Soufflé Agriculture. We'll get these mustard seeds dropped off, and that will be a successful harvest. There they go, just in there. Okay, so almost 2,000 for additional to what was required by the contract. Let's just jump into our menu and we will accept this. No, it's not that. We don't want to accept that. That would put us on the hook for a very large job at this time of day. That wouldn't be beneficial to us at all. So 2,983 plus the 2,000, so almost 5,000 there. That isn't bad at all. Puts us in pretty good shape for our August harvest. It's going to be a lot of running backwards and forwards between our farm, and in fact, something I have just thought of is we actually don't have anywhere to store our potatoes. We can use our third bay in here for now. I'm not sure how much that's going to be able to take and whether it'll be enough for our potato harvest, but it's perfect because it's right next to our potato processing plant, and I think it will be perfect for this year. We see how many potatoes we get, and then we can build a purpose-built storage for it next year. Okay, I think this is a great place to leave this episode. I'm going to do a bit of yard tidying off of camera, and I really look forward to harvesting our potatoes next month and getting them into our potato processing. I really hope you've enjoyed watching today. I hope you've enjoyed watching us complete our level 2 VIP order and start working towards our level 3 order. If you have, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I do hope to see you in the next episode for our potato harvest. Until then, take care for now. Bye.